The engines on the island of Sodor are kept very busy. There are always lots of jobs to do. One morning, Sir Topham Hatt came to the engine sheds.
"A new engine has arrived on the island," he announced. "His name is Neville. You must all make him feel welcome. A happy engine is a useful engine."
Later, Thomas stopped at a red signal. The signalman called down to Thomas. "The bridge ahead is unsafe, Thomas. You are to collect a piece of ironwork so the bridge can be repaired." "Yes, sir," huffed Thomas. At Brendam Docks, Harry and Bert were with Neville, the new engine. Neville was a steam engine, but he had a square body like a diesel. Neville was backing up towards some trucks. "Nearly there," said Harry. "Nearly there," said Bert naughtily. Then there was trouble. "Watch where you're going, clumsy wheels," Harry and Bert laughed. Neville looked sad. "It's not my fault you're a silly steamy," oiled Bert. And they laughed even harder. Thomas arrived at the docks. He could see Harry and Bert laughing at Neville. Salty arrived.
"Harry and Bert, get back to work at once," demanded Salty.
"Those two diesels were mean to me," puffed Neville sadly.
"Don't listen to them, matey. They always act this way."
Thomas heard everything. That must be the new engine, he thought. He must be friends with the diesels. Thomas arrived at Knapford Station.
"Have you seen the new engine yet?"
asked James. "Yes," said Thomas, "but we better be careful. I saw him at the docks at Harry and Bert. They were laughing together." James was shocked.
"The steam engine friendly with diesels?"
As Thomas left, Daisy pulled in.
"Have you heard about the new engine?"
snorted James, and he started to tell Daisy all about Neville. Later, Daisy was letting off passengers at Maythwaite. She was talking to Percy. "That new steam engine Neville's best friends with the diesels," Daisy oiled. "He doesn't want to be with steam engines like you."
"How do you know?"
peeped Percy. "James told me, and Thomas told him," hooted Daisy. Later, Percy met Gordon at a red signal.
"Don't go near Neville the new engine,"
he told him.
"The diesels told him to biff into steam engines. Daisy told me, James told Daisy, and they heard all about it from Thomas."
Thomas arrived at the station. Sir Topham Hatt was there.
"Thomas, you must warn all engines not to cross the bridge until it's repaired," he boomed.
Thomas felt proud. It was a very useful job. Just then, he heard a whistle. Someone was coming. Thomas had to warn them. It was Neville with Annie and Clarabelle. Thomas was shocked. Annie and Clarabelle were his coaches. "Hello," puffed Neville cheerfully. "Those are my coaches," Thomas huffed crossly. Neville didn't know what he had done. "Sorry, I didn't know these were your coaches," said Neville. "Sir Topham Hatt told me to look after your branch line while you're helping the workmen repair the bridge." "It's okay. Emily accidentally took them without even knowing that they were my coaches." Then Gordon pulled in next to Neville. "Hello," said Neville happily. Gordon let out a wheesh of steam. "It's no use trying to make friends with me. I know you're going to biff into all the steam engines, just like Harry and Bert told you to." Thomas was surprised, but the station master blew his whistle, and Neville puffed sadly away. "Neville, wait! Don't cross the..." But it was too late. Thomas didn't warn Neville about the broken bridge. "Where did you hear that Neville's going to biff into all the steam engines?" Thomas asked Gordon. Don't you know, little Thomas? Gordon whistled. Percy told me. Daisy told Percy. James told Daisy. And you told James. But I only said to James I've seen Neville with Harry and Bert. Then Salty arrived.
Have you heard about Neville, the new engine? He oiled. I saw Harry and Bert be horrible to him at the docks.
Gordon was shocked. Thomas couldn't believe it. Neville wasn't friends with the Diesels after all.
Where was Neville going?
Gordon tooted. Cinders and ashes, cried Thomas. Neville's headed for the broken bridge. I must stop him. Neville was speeding through the countryside as fast as he could. Suddenly, Neville saw a barrier on the track. His driver slammed on his brakes. But it was too late. Neville was in terrible trouble. He was on the broken end of the bridge. Help me, cried Neville. Thomas knew it was all his fault. Suddenly, he had an idea. Thomas steamed slowly and carefully onto the bridge. Neville? Annie? It's Thomas! He gently bumped Clarabelle and was coupled on. Thomas was very scared. Slowly and steadily, he began to pull Neville back from the edge. The bridge made a creaking noise. Thomas knew he must hurry. He pulled as hard as he could, and with one big puff, he pulled Neville's wheels off the bridge. Thomas had done it. He had saved Neville and Annie and Clarabelle. Thank you, whistled Neville. I should have warned you, Thomas, but I was too busy believing silly stories and rumors. I thought you didn't like kind steam engines like us. Now I know I was wrong. Thomas gave Neville a long, friendly toot-toot. Neville was very happy. At last he had a good friend in Thomas. But that evening, Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Thomas, James, Daisy, Percy, and Gordon at Knapford Station.
You have all caused a lot of confusion and delay today,
said Sir Topham Hatt.
This railway has a zero bullying tolerance. Salty has told me everything, and you all owe Neville an apology.
Sorry, Neville.
We promise never to do it again.
They all said together.
Thomas, you will continue to work on fixing the bridge while Neville does your passenger runs for a week for starting this whole rumor.
Yes, sir. Next day, Thomas arrived at Abbey Station. There was Neville. Hello, Neville, said Thomas. Hello, Thomas, Neville said back. Don't cross the bridge because it's still under repairs. Got it, said Neville. Every time an engine passed by, Thomas warned them not to cross the bridge. Neville will be happy to see what the bridge will be named, said Thomas happily. 1 week later, the bridge was finished. Neville arrived with Annie and Clarabelle and stopped next to Thomas. Hi, Neville. Hi, Thomas. The bridge is finished and I gave it a name. What did you name it? Neville asked curiously. Neville's Bridge. I love the name. Neville's Bridge it is. And Neville's Bridge looked better than ever.